On today's episode of Path Monk Presents, I've got a very special guest with me joining today. Please welcome Liam Taylor, who is the Business Development Manager and the Marketing Manager at AC Security Solutions. So his background includes developing and executing product development strategies that have resulted in significant customer and market share acquisition. Now, for all of you who don't know, AC Security Solutions is a leading provider of the vehicle CCTV safety solutions and the fleet management telematics. Liam, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an honor to have you on our show.
It's a pleasure as always. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much again. So for all of our listeners out there, tell us, what does AC Security Solutions do overall?
So in a nutshell, we, as you said, we supply CCTV and bespoke solutions and telematics to a variety of different sectors in the UK. Our main focuses are definitely haulage, taxis. You're looking at light commercial vehicles, and basically we have a very centric focus on providing them with these bespoke solutions in order for them to achieve any of their fleets and management goals. When it comes to safety, when it comes to just tracking your fleet, or even just the individual that's looking to have a system in place in their vehicle for their own protection, we kind of pride ourselves in catering for all of those needs in once, basically.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for giving me an overview. As for your clients, what specific industry do you guys mainly focus on? I know, as you explained briefly, but are there any other industries that your company currently caters to more than the other, or are you industry agnostic?
Well, we are very industry agnostic. I think you could say that, where we, coming back to it, like I said, we really pride ourselves on our bespoke solutions that we can provide. So when you're looking at your major fleets for haulage, we can cater for them to give them CCTV, especially fleet management services, where they're looking at checking their vehicles in terms of, is it safe to use on the road, how they need to use it on the road, and then even the telematics with tracking their vehicles to ensure that the guy's actually going to where he needs to be, and then for coming to the smaller vehicles, you're looking at your taxi market, which is currently booming in the UK at the moment. And there's a huge focus on safety of the customers as well as the taxi drivers, where there are horrific stories just with regards to how drivers are treated, how passengers are treated. And our solutions kind of provide these individuals and even fleets with an opportunity to just have coverage, where it comes from your insurance cover to your own personal safety cover. There's kind of a 50-50 split, I guess you could say, in terms of, let's say, we've got our big boys in terms of the trucks, and then our little guys in terms of the smaller vehicles. So we like to try and be as diverse as possible with catering for everything across the vehicle transport industry, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely. And especially too with what your company does, I could tell, the transparency as well is a big thing that I know a lot of people appreciate, especially where, I go to the website, I can see what you guys do, and that you're here to, help your clients overall. So I think it's great what you guys are doing.
Yeah, no, for sure. We definitely, it's one of the key values that we definitely have at ACSS, where it's not so much as just about providing you with a CCTV system and shoving it down your throat to be like, we want the sale and we need this now. Where our main focus actually comes from, we're here to look after you. Like, we understand that as a company, you want to be protected. You want to have a system that actually it can support your fleet. You're not just going to be given some random technology that's thrown into your vehicle and not know what to do with it. The system's actually here to benefit your company in the long run and give you a stable solution for the long term.
Yeah, exactly. So in terms of your clients, how do they find you? What would you say is your top client acquisition channel? Are we talking referrals, word of mouth? Is it digital marketing, or is it a mix of a lot of things?
So since I started at the company, just a little background, I joined in late last year. There's been, even since I started, there's been quite a different range of how we get client acquisition. When I first started, a big one was the referral base and just by word of mouth, which was a great way for us to spread knowledge, I guess, about ACSS. But we always sat down, and as a marketing team, when we came back, there was something missing. So it was great that we're getting these referrals, but for what we felt that we were providing, there wasn't enough traction with regards to how we could access that. So coming back to it, we sat down, we kind of jotted down a few ideas, and went for a bit of an aggressive social media marketing campaign, to seeing that didn't gain too much traction because there were so many different industries that we serve, to focusing a little bit more on our website. But then what we didn't really understand and gauge in the beginning was the fact that our keywords and our SEO wasn't too, I'd say, correct, so with our new intern, who's actually not intern, sorry, marketing executive, Devanshu, who's joined us recently, the promising factor with that is he's really transformed our SEO and keyword optimization on our website, and that's generated such a good traction with regards to our customer base, in terms of being a hit ratio, touch points, getting onto basically the first page of your Google search, which is something that we've been lacking for in the past. And that's been such a key factor for us as a company in terms of our growth and access.
Well, that's incredible, especially, seeing where you guys had started versus to now. And, one thing I was doing before coming onto our call was, doing some research on what you guys do as well. And as you were saying, like now when I'm like looking into, just security solutions, your company is the first one that pops up now in Google. So
yeah. I'll take that back to Devanshu, and he's going to be very, very excited with that news. He prides himself on the SEO and keyword search, and he takes it to war almost, that it's a battle, and he wants to get up there. So that's a really good feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. So now, since we're on the topic of the SEO and with the website, what would you say are the major strengths of your company's website, and where are there opportunities for room for improvement as well?
Yeah. So I guess you could say, coming back to one of your earlier comments that you made, which I really enjoyed, was our transparency on the website. Like, we really do pride ourselves in giving our customers as much information as possible on a system, or even a solution that we can provide with regards to taxis, with regards to haulage. There's never a situation where we feel or we want to provide less information to our clients. There's so often you go onto someone's website and you're trucking through page after page after page only to get put back on the first page, and you're like, where can I actually find this information? And our main focus has kind of been, okay, let's be transparent, let's give the customer what we believe they actually want and need. There's no shortage of information, I think, on our website, which is a really cool and strong factor. In terms of improvement, I think there's always room for improvement with your website. Sometimes we do also look with regards to our transparency, where we think we can cut back a bit because we don't have to give copious amounts of information and oversorts with regards to what we're giving them. But yeah, there's always room for improvement. I would personally like it to be a little bit more smoother in terms of going from page to page, but again, that's a little bit of a personal take on our own website. Again, I love it as it is, and I think the work that we're doing is really good.
Yeah, it is. Especially too, the one thing that I really loved was where automatically when I go to the tab, just like to see more, I can go straight to the solutions and I can see, okay, I need a solution for industry compliance or for DVS or for, vehicle CCTV, and it's right there where it's like, okay, perfect. I know where I'm going and it's to the point as well. Yeah,
for sure. And then another thing that Devanshu is really also focused on, and to me telling him a little bit, is your good old call to action buttons. Just put them as much on every single page as possible. Get those clients to come and call in and get them there. So yeah, there's a lot of cool edits that we started to do on our website.
Yeah, it's paying off. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we're going to switch gears here. And we're going to talk about you as a leader. So, with being the business development and marketing manager, what does an average day look like for you? What do you do? Who do you report to? How do you juggle, the things in your role?
My goodness, it's quite a busy day, I can say, between getting a couple hundred calls from clients a day, and managing them. So you can go from your individual taxi guides that I'm busy dealing with to councils that we also do a lot of work with. One of the key components with the industry that I look after is that we do need to develop and design systems that are very specific to the councils in the UK. So obviously they all have their own motives, they all have their own policies that they want to uphold to ensure that taxi drivers and passengers are safe. And it's kind of my job to ensure that I've gone through a good amount of their information to ensure that our system meets those recommendations. So on top of talking to clients, to talking to individuals, to also then talking to our marketing team, I guess you could say by the time 5 o'clock rolls around, I'm a little bit tired and ready to put my feet up. But it's, yeah, that's the main gist of it. I also do a lot of contact with bigger companies, which is obviously a good focus for the company to have. And then it's also just a breakdown with our marketing team and Devanshu specifically to just see, okay, what did he go through in the day? What did he implement? And I mean, he's blown our socks off most days just with the work that he's doing, and it's really good. So yeah, that's a good old life in sales, marketing, and management at ACSS.
Oh, wow. Like you do a lot, but it sounds like, you meet with a lot of people and you're discussing with them on a daily basis, so it seems like that's something that you enjoy as well, like being able to meet with the customers, talk to the clients overall, and just see how, like, okay, how are we doing, how are things going, making sure everything is good. So I feel like that's an aspect that you enjoy a lot, because I could tell you're a very charismatic person and you enjoy having conversations, so I think it comes naturally to you.
No, for sure. I mean, and I think it's so pivotal, especially in our industry, if you can have that kind of conversation with the customer where you can really get an understanding about what they want. I mean, circling back again, we pride ourselves on bespoke solutions. So if I can understand your exact need of what you want and how you want it, not only can we market better to our clientele base and to certain councils and areas, we can also then create that system that people are going to want and need at the end of the day. It's not pushing down what we think people want, but what they actually need at the end of the day. And if you turn around and you might not need or want a CCTV system, that's okay. Like, we would still love to hear your feedback on what your potential need might be in the future, so that we can develop something to help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great mentality overall, where even if they're not in a spot to where they need a security solutions, but as you're mentioning, always optimizing and continuously perfecting the solutions to where in the future they'll come back and they'll come to you and say, you know what, I need a solution from you guys. You have what I'm looking for. Let's connect. And they'll come back because they'll remember that interaction they had with you as well.
100%. Well, that's always the goal in there.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So we're at the end of our interview today. And I want to thank you again so much for joining us on the Pathmark Presents podcast. But I also want to give you the last word. If anyone were to forget about everything that we've talked about in this interview today, what is the one thing you want them to remember about AC Security Solutions overall?
The biggest thing is that, coming back to it, we offer you a bespoke solution. We'll always be transparent with you. We always pride ourselves on our customer care and safety. So if you have any questions, please also don't hesitate to ask. We're more than happy to give you our years of experience and knowledge. If you have a question, just ask it. We're not afraid to give it back, and we're not going to charge you for it. There's no additional cost with that. We just want to give you the information to help you be better.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely. And again, thank you so much. It was a pleasure getting to know you and hear your growth story and hear more about the company and you overall.
So, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And for all of our listeners out there, check us out next week